So happy birthday to me, and I thought what better way to celebrate than to do a video talking through the key things that I think are keeping you poor. Now guys, I know Auntie V is literally one of your best friends, but sometimes your best friend just has to start giving you some cold hard truths, okay? So hopefully after this video you can start to make some better decisions. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronia and I talk about things to do with money, your career and having a positive mindset for success. So if that does sound great to you, then of course you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification below so you don't miss out on any new videos. So the first thing that I want to talk about that might be keeping you poor is when you are using debt to finance your lifestyle. Now guys, you already know how I feel about consumer debt, but some of you guys are still using credit card debt to buy things that you don't even need. So how much are those shoes? Oh really? Do you know what? Just put it on my credit card, it's alright. Now I did a video last week talking about how you can potentially become a millionaire, and one of the things that I was talking about is using compound interest. So if you haven't watched that video, then definitely watch that. I will put a link up here for you guys and in the description below. But I was basically talking about how your money can end up compounding over time, and I gave the example of say having a 6% return on your money through investing, for example in the stock market, versus actually just getting a 1% interest rate from your bank. And obviously that sounds great, but what if you could potentially have a 15% return on your money, or even a 20% return on your money? Would that not seem great? Of course for me, I would absolutely love it. Well, guess what guys, that's exactly what some of your credit card companies are getting. Yes, a lot of them are getting double-digit returns on your money. So if you're deciding to buy a pair of shoes and you just think, oh actually I can just pay my minimum payment of about £10 a month to my credit card company, your credit card company is laughing because they are enjoying life. So whilst you are paying that minimum payment, you are either taking months or years to end up paying that debt off. And for credit cards, that means that they keep having money rolling in, and then they're basically getting rich while you're getting poor. Now remember, I'm not saying that you can't use a credit card, because I also use a credit card, but guys, remember, pay the balance off every single month. If you cannot pay the balance off, then please guys, forget it. Take it away, rip it up, destroy it, put it in the freezer, do whatever you want, because really your credit cards are just skinning you alive. Honestly, I can't even lie. So please, if you can't handle yourself with a credit card, for me, I just wouldn't use it at all. And guys, this is the same with things like payday loans. The interest on payday loans, when I saw that APR, guys, some of them 100, 200%. Is that even legal? And obviously those companies are likely to try and prey on people that genuinely can't afford to pay their bills, but the interest rate that they charge on those loans, guys, I honestly don't even think that should be legal. But please, if you're in that position, there are debt agencies that can help. Please don't try and go to a payday loan, because with that interest rate, you will find that a lot of people can't even afford to make those payments. So please guys, if you can, steer clear, go to a debt agency, for example, if you're actually having trouble. But payday loans, for me, it's a massive no-no, absolutely not. So the second thing that I think are keeping people poor is not having any forms of delayed gratification. So what is delayed gratification? Now, if you don't know what delayed gratification is, let me just get the Google version up first and then I will explain it in a bit more detail. So of course I've got trusted Wikipedia, because you know that's where I get all my information from. But Wikipedia basically says delayed gratification or deferred gratification describes the process that the subject undergoes when the subject resists the temptation of an immediate reward in preference for a later reward. So basically, when I think about delayed gratification, it's really more so trying to resist something that's happening today or immediately in return for something better in the future. And I think this is where a lot of people will struggle, especially when it comes to things like saving and investing for your future, because a lot of people just want that immediate reward today. You want those shoes today, you want those clothes today, you want that holiday today. If I want to go Bora Bora, I'm going to Bora Bora, okay? And then what most people will do is they won't actually bother even saving up for it. They will basically just use their credit card again, and they will basically finance everything just so that they can have it now. Guys, most of you will know that I have made these mistakes before, okay? I was going on holiday and using debt to even fund my holiday. So please guys, I'm talking from experience, it's really not worth it. So guys, please don't be like the majority of people that just want to do things now, especially if you're around my age. So if you're a millennial or Gen Z, for example, is it Gen Y or Z? Gen Z, you will see on social media that you have a lot of people going on holidays and they're enjoying life, especially on Instagram. Guys, first we went to Hawaii, which was absolutely amazing, and then we took another trip to Bora Bora, and honestly, the sea, the sun, it was absolutely amazing. I mean, look at my views. Don't you just wish you were here? But guys, I'm telling you, a lot of those people cannot afford it. I am telling you now, and it's probably going to get to a point in the future when they do have to pay it back somehow. So please guys, delayed gratification is key. The next thing that I think might be keeping you poor is always living for today and not thinking about tomorrow. Now, this is quite similar to the delayed gratification point, but I do think it's really important to talk about, because a lot of people, again, especially if you are relatively young, when it comes to things like planning for retirement, you're probably thinking, well, I'm young. First of all, I want to live for today, and second of all, I've got years to pay off my retirement, okay? I've got some time, so I don't need to be thinking about, you know, how much I'm gonna need when I retire from work, for example. Why on earth would I be thinking about retirement now? Who's got time for that? And guys, this is why it can be a major mistake, because a lot of people will continue to have that mindset and they will start to think, oh, do you know what, actually I just want to enjoy my life today, which of course you do want to enjoy life today. You know, there are certain things that you still might want to do today, but at the same time you also need to think about your future, because what happens if you continue to say that and you get, say, to the age of 60 and you've realized, oh, I'm supposed to be retiring in 5 years, but I haven't saved a penny. Then what do? Are you then going to have to rely just on your state pension? And to be honest, if you're a similar age to me, we might not have a state pension, okay? So for me, I don't plan on relying on the government, okay? Because you have no idea what's going to happen in the next 40, 50, 60 years. So for me, preparing for tomorrow as well as living for today is something that I think is crucial. Now, the next thing I want to talk about that I think might be keeping you poor is not actually having set goals. So not having a strategic plan for where you want to go. Now, for me, this is so important, because if you have no idea where you want to go, how exactly do you plan on getting there? And without those goals, you're less likely to have motivation to do things like saving and investing or trying to increase your income, because essentially you have no idea what you're saving for. Now, again, even with those goals, a lot of people are so vague as well. So if you're saying that, oh yeah, I want to be rich, well, what exactly does rich mean? And how do you know if you've actually become rich if you haven't actually given yourself a numerical specific number, for example? So you really need to think about actually what are your goals. And luckily for you, I already have a video on how you can actually set your 2021 goals. So if you haven't watched that yet, of course, I'll put that up here for you and in the description below. But I do think it's really important, and I think it's something that people tend to miss as well. So guys, make sure you do have clear strategic goals. And for me, I like to have both long-term and short-term goals, because then I know exactly what's going to get me to my ultimate point. And then the next thing that I want to talk about, which I think might be keeping you poor, is really your mindset. Now, this is something that I have really been working on for the past couple of years, and it's something that does tend to take time. You're not just going to completely change your mindset overnight, but it is something that I do think people should be working on. And what I'm really talking about is a lot of people don't really tend to have a growth mindset. Now, in terms of a growth mindset, I'm really thinking about people that do think that they can develop and grow. So for example, if you don't necessarily come from like a rich family or a rich background, then that doesn't really matter, because you believe that if you're able to develop and you're able to grow and you're able to use resources like the internet or books, for example, that you can actually achieve what you want to achieve. Now, you might find that a lot of people just accept where they are, and even if they do want to go to different places, they're not really willing to put in the work. And again, with our generation, there are so many resources out there, especially online, or even when you look at things like books, for example, simply just reading some books and really trying to think about how that might impact your own life can do wonders and actually start to change your mindset. Plus, if you do want to start reading, then I do have some of my favorite books that I would definitely recommend in the description below, and these books really did help to change my mindset. And I would definitely say my favorite, and probably the one that shifted my mindset the most, was Rich Dad Poor Dad. So if you haven't read that book, definitely watch it. Again, link is in the description below, and you can use my affiliate link, or you can just use any other link, to be honest, because that honestly completely changed my mindset. But essentially what a lot of people will do is they will just accept where they are, and they will just be content and leave it there, even if they do know that they want to achieve something else. So guys, I would encourage you not to be like the majority of people, okay? If you have access to things like the internet, then you would be surprised at what you can actually do when you actually start to put in the work. But again, it's totally up to you. So if you did like this video, then please do give me a thumbs up, as it really does help to support the channel. And let me know in the comments, are there any things that you think that might be keeping people poor? I do post every Tuesday and Friday, so if you would like to know more, then please do subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on Tuesday.